Today we are talking about leadership and being a leader. Now, this is one of those roles which are obviously very challenging, especially if you are a business owner and have been doing all this work just by yourself so far, and now it's time to delegate. Or if you're a team player and you know your game, you're playing your game and now you need to lead the team. So how do you delegate the work? How do you meet people at where they are? And how do you trust, right? So in today's video, I'm gonna talk about what commonly happens when you're in a leader's role, especially in a role where you're delegating work. Maybe you were doing this work prior and you have control over it. So how do you handle this control, and how do you truly delegate, and how do you truly create the work as a team where it's a win-win for everyone? Everyone's enjoying, everyone's putting in their best work, and you're finally happy at the end. Not happy and stressed, but happy and not stressed. Alright, so let's get into the common things that people do, right? When they need to delegate work or when they need to lead a team. They get into this controlling mode, where you control every action of your teammate or every action of the people working in your company. You don't trust them, so you pinpoint it has to be your way, it has to be done a certain way. And in this way, you feel like you're in control and you're getting things done. But actually what's happening is you're denying your employees and your teammates of their own authenticity and their own creativity to come out in the work. They are being told what to do step by step. They are being treated as a robot, right? Rather than a human. So they are not going to be very interested in the work. They are going to feel drained. They are going to feel not very happy. And also you would notice this by the end, when the results come out, you are also not going to be very happy with it, even though you were so controlling over it, because now this is a forced action and a forced result, which obviously is going to be something very average and not going to make you happy or your employees and teammates. Now let's move on to another thing that happens. I've seen this a lot in entrepreneurs who have been doing all the tasks by themselves and then have suddenly need to delegate this, right? Their business is growing, their teams are growing, and now they need to delegate the work. What happens here is they get again controlling, but in a different way, where they don't want to give the work to their teammates because they don't trust them. They feel like only I can do this. I don't think my teammates can get the vision, can understand how this needs to be done. Instead of wasting my time there, why don't I just do it and get done with it? Right? How many of you are guilty of doing this? It's very common and the main factor here is trust. You don't trust your employees or your teammates enough to delegate the work to them. And even if you do, you don't trust that they will know how to do this work, right? So might as well, I might just do this work myself. But what happens at the end? You get the work done, but you are drained out, you are stressed out, and you're also frustrated. You're frustrated that took so much time, and you're also frustrated that you have a team to help you out, but none of them are doing anything. Well, the reason they're not doing anything is because they didn't get a chance to, right? You ate up their chance to do it by you doing it yourself. Now, both of those situations are not really ideal. Either you're stressed out, or you are drained, or the work is just average. So how do you really need to be to lead a team, to delegate work, and to lead as an entrepreneur, to be a leader? Here's what you need to know. You've got to meet at a 50-50. All right, remember, you're the leader here. All right, you need to lead. You're at leading the team, but also the team is a part of it. So they've got to express themselves in the project, in the work that they do. So you've got to come from a place of 50-50. How does that look? Here's a skeleton of how that would look. All right, you as a leader would express the vision. What's the vision over here? What's the vision of the project? What's the vision of the game? What are we working towards? All right, share that vision with your teammates and let them look at it as their vision as well, because that's truly what it is. It's no longer just your vision. It's a vision that's shared by the team. Now, once you have that, lay out the foundation, lay out the pillars. All right, why do I say pillars? The pillars are the skeleton here. You're giving them a framework of how the work needs to be done without going into the details. You're giving them just the pillars of the work that needs to be done. Think about building a house, right? You first lay down a foundation and then you lay down the pillars which support the house. And then only after that comes the construction, the layout, the room, the bedroom, the hallway, right? Those fit in between the pillars. Now, your job as a leader is to always focus on the foundation and giving the framework, so laying down the pillars. That's your role. You're meeting at the 50-50, right? This is your 50%. Now the rest of the 50% is your teammates, is your employees, all right? They are gonna bring in their creativity, their work, and fill in between those pillars. That's where they express themselves and they bring out their work into that. Now you see how both of you are working towards building that house, but each of you have a different role. As a leader, you need to understand that your role is different here. Your role is not to get to the details and fill in every tiny detail of the project. That's not your role. Your role is to lead, is to show them the vision, is to lay out the foundation and the pillars. And then your team will follow. They will fill in between and create that house. Make it look as beautiful as it is. And this is always a combined effort. I hope that's giving you some understanding of how to lead. In other words, share a vision. Let your team know what your vision is and let them express their vision as well. Have a shared vision and then play to your role. You as a leader play to your leader role and let the team play to their role. As a leader, you're leading, you're laying the foundation and the pillars. You're putting out the skeleton of how the work needs to be done. As a teammate, as your employee, their role is to fill in those details. They can express their creativity here, all right? You do not need to get to them and tell them to do it only a certain way. Let them express themselves. That's where the magic happens. The only reason you hired this person or they are in your teammate is because they have something in them, all right? They are unique in their way. They have a little knowledge about what they're doing. Let them express that. Let them be them and let you be you. Now, in the end, it's a combined effort and both of you are happy. Both of you are expressing your roles. Both of you are staying true to your role in the project and both of you share the result now, which is a combination of you two. And most of the time, this result is even much better than your own vision, than you doing it by yourself, because you're allowing people to help you. Now, here's another thing that I want to point out quickly, all right? It's not only about delegating the work and letting people help you, but it's also about allowing yourself to receive the help. As a leader, we most of the time forget this. We feel we need to delegate, we feel we need to ask for help, but then we forget to allow ourselves to receive the help. And how do you allow yourself to receive the help? It needs to happen on a mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual level. In every level, allow yourself, tell yourself, I'm open to receiving the help. I'm open to seeing what they come up with. I asked for help, now I'm open to receiving it. Once you get in that space, it becomes very easy to stay in your role as a leader. And you're not moving away from that role. You're staying true to it because you're being okay with receiving. Awesome. I hope that was helpful and I gave you some insights on how do you truly lead. How do you be a true leader where your team expresses themselves and is really enjoying and happy at the work that they're doing because they are being themselves and expressing their authenticity, whereas you are staying in your role as a leader and yet expressing your authentic self and leading the team to a better result. Amazing. Leave a comment down on what was your biggest takeaway from this video. I would love to read it and I'll see you in the next one.